Hey Ryan, my name's Hunter, and I'm so glad that you are doing this challenge because I truly don't know if there's anyone else on the whole planet who loves New York City as much as I do. Literally, you can see from my t-shirt, every birthday and every Christmas, all I ask for from my family is to get me New York City t-shirts that I wear every day, as well as a trip to go visit the greatest place on earth. And to go to New York and I drink out of New York City mugs every day, and it's literally all I can think about every day and every night. And I'm not sure that there's another person on earth who loves New York as much as I do. And my dream, Ryan, is to move there, to not only benefit from the city, to go to Levain's and Schmackery's and all my favorite cookie places and restaurants, and to walk the Brooklyn Bridge and to see all my favorite buildings, the Flatiron and the Chrysler, and but more than just being in the place that I love more than I love any place on earth. I want to move there to not just gain from the city, but to give to it, to have my life be a love letter to the city. And so my big dream is to be there, is to live there, and to make the city even greater than it is, to impact the city. Ryan, I know that living in that city is a hard place, that all my friends that live there talk about how they love it, but how difficult it is, how isolating it can be. Everyone is so focused on their career and on achievement, and so what I hope to do is to infuse that city with a message of love that causes everyone who lives there to operate and to live from a foundation of love, for them to know that God loves them, for them to know that they are loved so deeply, in a way that frees them from being burdened and bound by the highs and lows of their career, to know that their identity isn't in their achievement, but it's in the fact that they're loved, and then from that place of love, that they would be free to then not use the city, not use other people, but to love other people, and when that happens, then I think the city will be transformed. And my hope is that there are around 20 million people in the metro area, and if we could reach a tipping point of 4 million of those people living like this, then I think the rest of the city would be transformed. And Ryan, I have been connected to the greatest mentor on earth, the greatest probably person on earth who trains people, whether they're religious or not, to love the city well, to love other people well, from a foundation of them having their own self-worth. Of God's love for them, is a man named Tim Keller, and he is based in Manhattan, and I've been able to work part-time with them, and I've read your book, Ryan, and I've watched your show, and from what I've learned from you, and just a few hours a week, very part-time basis, I've been able to work with Tim Keller's group, and I've been able to raise several $1 million every year, literally based on what I've learned from you. And I think if I were able to live there and to learn so much more from you and from Tim Keller, I could have a greater impact to raise funds to help not only churches, but all types of people, to be able to in New York City, to be able to know that they are loved, and to then take that knowledge, to take that love, and then to live their lives not for their own sake, not to just build up their own name, their own career, but to love other people. Recently, a research study was released and published called the Halo Effect, and it shows that in New York City alone, over $20 million were contributed to the poor and marginalized populations in New York City, just based on what the Protestant churches alone contributed to the people of New York, and I just get excited thinking about what could happen if many more people were contributing their time and their resources to those who were less fortunate in New York, as well as to everyone they came into contact with, if they were to realize how valuable people were, and to give of their time, to give of their love. And so it would make my literal dream come true. And why me? I know you want to know. Ryan, I know you want to give this gift to someone who loves New York. You won't find someone else who loves New York more I promise. You want someone that has a big dream? I want to change the whole city. I want to literally change, be a gift to New York and change the whole city of New York. Not only 4 million people, but all of the city. And then if that, I think if that happens, then people won't be migrating out of New York, but will be coming into New York. And New York is such a global city and influence, so that if this happens in New York, then I think it'll actually change the world, because the world follows what happens in New York. And so I think if I were to be able to come and follow my dream in New York, not only could I changed the city of New York, but also the world. Another reason that I would love for you to pick me is my wife and I recently adopted a boy named Austin. And as you can see, he's black, and we live in a small town in Southern California. I'm from Arkansas, that's why I talk like this. And his birth family, who wasn't able to raise him, was from New York, and we don't have very many black people that live in our community. So to be able to live in New York around all the amazing diversity would not only be my life's dream, but would also be a gift to him, for him to be around other people who look like him, and would be such a gift. And Ryan, I think you and I are about the same age, and you know, it's risky just uprooting my family from our life and this place, to move to an expensive place like New York. But thank you that you are providing this potential. If with your help we could move there, and Austin, our baby boy Austin, could be there. And then also, I was raised by two moms. My dad was lousy and was abusive and an alcoholic, and left our family when I was just 1 year old. And so my mom's sister, my aunt, moved in and helped raise us. And so I grew up with two moms, and Aunt Joy passed away in March, just a few months back, and she was my life. And this year's been really hard. And then right after that, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. And so it's been a really tough time. And you know what? What's fueling me, what's motivating me, in part is I know Aunt Joy and my mom. They know my love for New York, and they know that I would give anything to live there and to make an impact on that city. And so Aunt Joy, her greatest wish on earth would be for me to be happy and to be able to do that. And so I'm in part kind of going out on a limb here and asking you to pick me, because it would only honor her, but it would make me the happiest person in the whole world, and be a great fit for our family and our boy Austin, who we adopted. And I really believe that it could change New York and change the world.